So do you what about the whole conversation about being a guest in hip hop? Is that something that you believe in?
Because you're a different race? Not
Yeah.
really, man. I can't say that. It's a culture. Like it's not being a guest. No, it's not a guest. It's a culture, and anybody can be a part of a culture. You know, anybody can choose to be a part of what culture they want to be a part of. So I won't say that he's a guest in hip hop, or white people would be a guest in hip hop. I would just, like I said, I would just appreciate the respect and and the flowers for the creators of hip hop. For the place that created hip hop.
I agree, man. I think that there's a level of sensitivity when it comes to anything that is created by blacks or browns, because it's been stripped, it's been stolen from them, and so like it's when you see another culture come to participate in everything, is there's kind of always that stigma like, oh, you're trying to take it away from me. But not everybody has that intention. But I understand why you would feel that way. I think that it's important, as long as you come into the genre, to the culture with respect, and you pay homage to those that came before you, that made it possible for you to even be a part of it.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Like I just said, man. I think that like you said, it's been stolen. Like everything was stolen from. Like we started jazz, right?
Right.
We started rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like people probably don't even know that. Even country music, like you would think, what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I feel like they're attempting to steal hip hop, because allegedly the record label said that they're not signing any more rappers. They're only going to focus on Latino artists and Afrobeat type music, like African artists. So, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I mean, but in this day and age, we don't need the record labels. They might help us. So, they might help us become more independent, and let us get back hip hop. We'll take it.
Yeah, I think that when you stereotypically think of rock and roll these days, right? You kind of think of like a blonde hair guy with a guitar and just like really like long hair and just rocking out, right? And so I never want to see the day where the stereotypical image of hip hop, the face of hip hop, is anything but a black person, because I feel like then you're stealing away those that really created it. I think that hip hop is great, that anybody could come participate, but at the forefront should always be the people that made it.
I agree with you with that. And so now to go back to your question about the guest, I can understand why you asked that, because I agree with that statement. Yeah, it's probably kind of our guest in hip hop, because you can never put another face in front of that, as the creators. And like, if there was a logo for hip hop, it would have to be a black man or Puerto Rican man,
right.
or
like
black
NBA
and Puerto Rican together.
Right. Yeah, and then so I think that that's why people get mad about like the whole Eminem situation, where he invited a lot of people to come into the culture to be fans of hip hop that were not fans of hip hop prior to him, that don't know the history prior to him, right? And for people to not have the education or the credentials to really speak on the genre they weren't familiar with prior to him, to say, oh, he's the best, because it's kind of like, because he speaks to me, you know what I mean? And so I think that that's what drives a lot of people mad and sensitive to the situation of allowing other cultures to come and partake.
Yeah, I
Like that.
agree. I agree, because you can't. Eminem is fire. Like I even put Eminem in my top 5 as far as lyricists go. But
Yeah, no, he has the credentials, but I think that when it comes to him, I think people are more mad about the fans and the narratives that the fans push, because it's not really coming from him. It's not really yeah. And so I think that that's negative stigma gets pushed onto him a lot of times because of it coming from the fans. And I've seen even like Benzino say this too,